Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I am Mike Benitez. Today we're going to be doing another video. And today we're going to be continuing our four-part series of class of warships that were never completed. And we're going to Germany for this one, folks. We're talking about the H-class battleship for the Kriegsmarine of Nazi Germany. Let's begin the story of this proposed but never completed German battleship. At the very start of World War II, the Nazis wanted to become very powerful in their navy, and so in early of 1939, Adolf Hitler ordered Plan Z, which was to re-equip and expand their navy of U-boats and battleships. The Germans had already done so with the German battlecruisers Scharnhorst and Gneisenau, and the German monsters of the sea, battleships Bismarck and Tirpitz. But Adolf Hitler wanted the Nazi navy to become even more powerful. So he ordered the Nazis to come up with a new class of ship, the H-class. This would have been an enlarged version of the Bismarck, with more guns and more armament. Now, if you guys remember what I said about in the Lion class battleship video I did, that at this time there was a limitation of construction of warships, well, the Nazis, they broke this rule, and they did so in building the Bismarck and the Tirpitz. They were bigger than what was supposed to be, and so the Germans were literally breaking the law. But they didn't even care. They wanted world dominance, so they wanted a bigger ship. The H-class battleship was born. The H-class battleship idea was born. There were only 2 shipyards built big enough to build this class, which again, like the Lion class, would be consisted of 6 battleships. However, 2 were actually planned. The main armament of the first type, the H-39, would have been 4 of 8 40.6 centimeter guns, as this one in battery Lehman, and to beat so they decided to build this class on 2 twin turrets, 4 twin double turrets. And so 2 will be on these turrets, like on the Bismarck. However, as I will later say, these were never actually built, and so they were used in batteries, like this one at Battery Lehman. This ship would also have 16 Flak 38 105 millimeter machine guns used in aircraft defense. This would have been key, as in these were both of the fates of the Bismarck, but mostly her younger sister ship, the Tirpitz. The ship would also have 15 centimeter turrets, like those as you can see on Bismarck. This picture was taken on Bismarck main voyage. However, as I did say in my Bismarck ship buys video, she didn't survive. One key difference in the H-class than the Bismarck class was that there was more heavier armor in the bow of the ship. This would cause that if any armament hit the front portion of the ship, there would have been extensive flooding, and so more armament was proposed to this design. Then, due to bombing damage from the Scharnhorst in 1942, Adolf Hitler ordered them to redo the design. Then there was a draft problem. It was more deeper. This draft problem was less problematic in shallow water, but more in deep water. And so and also the Germans were aware about the Lion class battleships supposed to be built by the British. But and so decided to amp up their 2 centimeter anti-aircraft guns, now to 34 anti-aircraft guns. Also, deck armor thickness was more indemned, now thickened more by 120 millimeters. Also, the loss of Bismarck was due to a torpedo hitting her in her steering gear, jamming it. Now the Germans decided to put large skegs in the H-class battleship class, and so to protect the propellers from any torpedoes. This would have been very helpful if they were actually built. All this weight put on the ship later forced the ship to only have a top speed of 28.8 knots. The Germans didn't really care, for they wanted power, not speed. To H-42 to H-44, the class would have been altered several times. Albert Scheer, who had been in charge of building U-boats for the Kriegsmarine, was put on the task of designing and building the class of the H-class German battleships. Now, just imagine a battleship this size. Now, the size of the Bismarck, the British were very worried about the Bismarck and its sister ship Tirpitz, because they would have been very dangerous out in the sea. Just imagine an H-class battleship on the seas. Do you think the British would have been more terrified of this ship than the Bismarck? Yeah, out of the Bismarck tank, there could have been like a hunt for the H-class battleship or whatever. But luckily, that didn't happen because towards the middle of the war, the Germans decided to dissociate themselves with the project, saying that it wasn't necessary for German victory. This would be a big mistake. Due to the size of the ships, they would have held 4 to 9 era 196 seaplanes, for sailing purposes and scouting out enemy ships. The class would have also been built with 6 torpedo tubes. Now, this would have been very helpful in the case of the Bismarck. The only German battleship that I know of that had torpedo tubes was pretty much Bismarck's younger sister ship Tirpitz, but she was sunk in 1944 by airplanes. I don't know if torpedoes would have done any difference in that. So basically, this was added onto the H-class battleships. But like I said, these ships were never completed. Then, towards the end of World War II, Adolf Hitler gave up and scrapped the idea of having these German-class battleships altogether. And the rest is pretty much history. German lost, and Adolf Hitler met defeat. In fact, the idea was scrapped even before it began in November 1941, when the Germans decided to scrap the idea of having an H-class battleship and decided to have new proposals of German warships. But there were two battleships designed for the class. Even though there were supposed to be 6 ships built, and 2 were canceled, and the rest, well, we don't even know about the rest. But the H-class battleship are there in some way. When Wargaming designed World of Warships, a video game designed not too long ago, they decided to add a battleship of the H-class, and so they decided to put 2 battleships of the H-class. One was the German battleship Friedrich der Große, which is German for Frederick the Great. Then there was the monster of World of Warships, Großer Kurfürst. She is the biggest battleship in World of Warships. This class of battleship would have been 1,000 feet long, bigger than the Yamato, which was the biggest battleship ever built in World War II at all. Just imagine, Germany would have won World War II if it for the H-class battleships. However, luckily that didn't happen, but sadly this class was never completed. But I have been thinking of making a scratch model of the H-class battleships, so look out for that on my YouTube channel. But we probably will never see an actual real-life H-class battleship. But luckily, there are 2 ships in World of Warships that are actually from the H-class, Friedrich der Große and Großer Kurfürst, which were probably the 2 ships that were supposed to be planned, but were cancelled in the real-life construction of the H-class battleships. I am Mayunita signing out on the story of the proposed, but not completed, H-class battleship of the German Nazi Kriegsmarine of Nazi Germany. Bye!